Hi guys, welcome back to Refreshing Motherhood. My name is Taylor and I am going to be giving you a little bit of a nursing update. Just a little backstory. My daughter Denver is about 14 months old now. We have been exclusively breastfeeding her entire life. She has had a bottle a couple of times in her life of pumped breast milk, but she quickly started refusing it and has never had one since. So we have been on this journey of nursing and just kind of more of a nursing on demand type of relationship between us. She had some tummy problems when she was smaller for quite a few months, about 7 or 8 months, where she couldn't eat any solid food really, so she was nursing quite heavily, probably every 1 to 2 hours for a majority of her life, not just the newborn stage. So it was quite rough, but I was happy to do it. I was happy that I had the supply and the ability to do that for her. So we are at the point now where she's 14 months old. Typically at about the year mark, the kiddos start switching over from relying on breast milk as their main source of calorie intake and nutrition, and turning more to relying on solids, which is crazy. It's a really crazy adjustment. And for us, solids kind of started happening at a year point. We offered them to her since she was 6 months old, but she just started really being able to eat them at about a year. So it was a very weird transition. We felt like we were very late to the game with that whole arena for her. And now that she is 14 months old, she is at the point where she is self-weaning, and I definitely had always hoped that Denver would self-wean, and I never hadn't necessarily plans to wean her or a specific age in mind where I thought she needed to be done nursing. I wanted to definitely follow her lead and take it day by day, which is what we've done her whole life for many things like sleep and all of that type of stuff. So about 2 weeks ago, she slowly started dropping these nursing sessions, and it happened completely out of the blue. I had no warning. I definitely wasn't like offering her the boob every hour, 1 to 2 hours, but she was really good at communicating to me when she wanted to nurse. She had very specific signs, and she was not asking for it at all. And when I would offer it, it would kind of make her frustrated. She would maybe latch on for a couple seconds and then try to get out of my arms really fast, and it just wasn't productive. So I said, okay, if she is not wanting to nurse, I'm not going to try to force it. I want to follow her lead and just wait for her to ask me. So that's what I started doing. Before that, I had put her on kind of a more regular schedule with her nap as well as her main nursing sessions and bedtime, and I tried to be really consistent about the times that all of these major things were happening. So we would wake up at a certain time of day, we would nap at a certain time of day, go to bed at a certain type of day, and nurse kind of in between. And I also switched her from nursing before she went down for her nap to after she woke up from her nap, and that was a huge improvement for her sleep. She really took that adjustment very well, and I think she wanted to do that all along. She just didn't know how, so having me help her was really powerful. And I'm not quite sure if that kind of spurred this whole weaning process because she realized, oh, maybe I don't actually need these nursing sessions anymore, or if it was the fact that she's really starting to do so well with eating her solids, or what kind of started it or made her feel like she didn't need them anymore. But we were doing 4 nursing sessions a day plus whatever she would want overnight, and she started dropping the first morning session, so not when she woke up but like mid-morning. She dropped that session first, and then she would still nurse after her nap. She started having a kind of smaller after her nap nursing session where she would start off with like maybe 1.5 boobs is what I say, like that's how I measure how much she would be nursing, and then it would slowly be like maybe 1, and then just maybe a little bit, and then I would offer it to her, and again she would get really frustrated and she didn't want to, and I felt like I was forcing it. So I just again waited, and she kind of started pushing the nursing session back. So she started with like slowing down how much she was eating, and then she would go a little bit longer in between sessions where usually I would nurse her about 2, then it moved to like 3:30, then it moved to like 5:30, and then it ended up colliding with before bed. And so she then totally just like dropped all of her feedings during the day and was only nursing morning and night, and then of course overnight. But the weird thing that was happening is in the morning I would have such a hard time getting her to nurse, and I would have to offer it and offer it and offer it, and it would take me like an hour to get her to have her like first morning nursing session, and even at night, like, it has to be really calm and quiet right before bed, and kind of relaxing in order for her to take that full feeding. And then she started decreasing how many times a night she was waking up to nurse and for how much. So she used to wake up anywhere between, I would say, 4 and 8 times a night to nurse, which is just crazy to even think about. And yes, I'm exhausted. But then she started doing like 2 to 3, and then 2, and then 1, and she's still not sleeping through the night yet. She's right at that in between 1 to 2 point right now. But since her weaning process started, her sleep has been getting better and better and better. Like, every single day it gets better and it gets easier, and she's sleeping longer stretches and sleeping more soundly. And now when she does wake up in the middle of the night, it will be maybe only 1 boob she'll take. Sometimes I just will rock her and she'll go back to sleep. So it just kind of depends. I can tell by the cry she makes when she wakes up how I will be able to get her to go back to sleep. But overall, this process happened so quickly, so suddenly, and it's just crazy. She's done it all on her own. I have not initiated it. I have not forced it. If she wanted to nurse, I would nurse her, and she just really doesn't need it. So she is now pretty much consistently nursing like 3 times in a 24-hour period, where she'll do before bed, and then overnight, like between her 1 to 2 wake-ups, it's usually like 1 full nursing session. She kind of like stretches it out a little bit, and then in the morning. So what was happening overnight is that she would do like a 11 p.m. nursing session, and then like a 4 p.m., and then it moved to 5, and then it moved to 6, and then it collided with her morning. So I can see that that's kind of her process, where she's just like slowly taking it little by little, and I'm definitely happy that she's doing it that way. It was really stressful in the beginning, and I did call her pediatrician and talk to her doctor about what is safe for weaning. Does she need milk? Does, like, what else should I be giving her? Like, how do I make sure she's getting all of the calories and nutrition that she needs? And she reassured me that at this point, especially if she's self-weaning, all she needs is water. And Denver has always been a great water drinker, and she'll drink like a full sippy cup of water every single day. And so she's getting all the hydration that she needs. She's eating solids really well. Like, everything looks great. She's growing well. So that kind of helped reassure me. But it is an overwhelming thing to think about, and kind of scary for me, because she has relied on me for her subsistence her entire life, and then all of a sudden switching that so quickly is definitely overwhelming. So with this nursing update, I do want to talk a little bit about how it's affected me. Denver is doing wonderfully. Obviously, it's just been really, really great for her, and I think she's handling it so well. But for me, I'm definitely not just the bittersweet emotions of this kind of chapter of our relationship coming to a close, but I have been struggling with hormones, and I have not had my cycle back since I've been pregnant with her, through this whole breastfeeding journey. So it's almost been 2 years since I've had a cycle, and since she's been weaning, I've had just a flood of hormones and symptoms of my cycle trying to return. I've had tons and tons of cramping. I've had really intense, sharp cramping pain in my left side that I went to the doctors about. They think it's like an ovulation type of pain, and probably just because my system's kind of getting started again, and it's been quiet for so long that it's going to be a little bit more intense than I'm used to this first time around. And so I have been struggling. I've been breaking out like crazy. I've been super hormonal. I've been really irritable. I get frustrated really easily. I lose my patience really easily, and I've just been overwhelmed with my emotions, overwhelmed. And I think that the hormones are just trying to balance out now that I'm not producing as much milk and she's not needing to nurse as often. And nobody really prepares you for that. Nobody tells you what to expect when weaning comes, and you hear about postpartum hormones and baby blues, but you don't hear anything about weaning. And I think that's such a shame. So I wanted to definitely mention it, and just mention that it's been a roller coaster, but little by little it's getting better. And I know that when she's completely done nursing, I'll probably have a flux again. But I'm thankful that it's been kind of a slower process. It's not like she just stopped nursing out of the blue one day. It has been really aggressive because it's been 2 weeks and she's gone from, I mean, anywhere from 12 nursing sessions a day down to like 2 to 3, which is just crazy. But it's been like an aggressive gradual transition, if that makes sense. It's an oxymoron, but I feel like any way you wean, you're gonna probably have something going on in your body because your body is trying to balance out. So anyways, that is just kind of a little nursing update for you. I will probably give another like full update when Denver is completely done weaning, done nursing and all of that, so be on the lookout for that. But if you have any type of nursing or breastfeeding questions for me, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm not an expert, but I have done it for 14 months now, so I feel like I could probably offer some advice or suggestions if you guys are wondering any of that. If you like this video and like videos like this, little updates, be sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know and I can continue to make more of them for you. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so. I would love to have you stick around. So thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi guys, welcome to Refreshing Motherhood from the grocery store. You guys have been asking me for some tips on how to shop on a budget specifically for groceries. So I'm gonna take you along shopping with me today and give you my tips as we go. So the first thing I want to do is show you how I bring my list. So the tip that I have is to definitely come prepared